Whew. Alright, guys. I should have just minced this. Oh my God, guys. I'm not crying, you're crying. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jerome, and this is Rome's Meal Prep. And today I have a different type of meal for you guys. When I lived back in San Diego, there was a type of meal that I really enjoyed. It was getting Korean barbecue with my friends. Now the issue is that I feel like the prices for Korean barbecue have really risen. And my favorite thing was the beef bulgogi. So why not try to make it at home? I have no idea how to make it. So what I did was I went onto ChatGPT and asked for a recipe on my phone, which I'm going to share today. I'm gonna try to make it and we're gonna try to test it out and see how it goes. So for right now, what I have are all the ingredients laid out. I've got some beef, some different cuts of beef that I put in the freezer for a few hours. That's so I can thinly slice them to those nice thin strips. And then I got some soy sauce, some sesame oil. I've got this mirin, some honey, some pears, onions, some garlic, some gochujang, some sesame seeds, ginger paste, rice, and some avocado oil. So if this sounds interesting, stick along and let's see how this works out. First thing I'm gonna do is clear this up, and I'm gonna start cutting up the steak and the meat into thin strips. I'm gonna get a bowl so I can put it all in there. So I have two different cuts of just what we had. We had one ribeye steak that I had I'm gonna use, and then I feel like this wasn't enough. It's 1 pound ribeye steak, USDA choice. It's nothing fancy. I mean, it's not like Wagyu or something. And then I was like, I don't think this is enough. So we got a beef chuck roast. I don't know if that's the right cut of meat, but it's what they had. It was discounted, and I'm gonna use it. Yeah, so I used to live in San Diego, and I would go to this Korean barbecue place where they had like a DJ, and you know, you eat all you want, you get the raw meat, you put it on the stove pot thingy, you heat it up with some sides, and it was super good, and it just got so expensive. And then I moved near Palm Springs, and we tried going, and it's super expensive as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut this into thin strips as best I can. Actually, I think I'm gonna trim some of this fat off as best I can. And again, I froze this for like a couple hours just so it'd be a little bit easier to thinly slice. Yeah, I love this stuff. What are some of your guys' favorite things to get at Korean barbecue? Yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to get as thin as possible with this knife, within reason. Dump it all into this bowl, just so it's all contained. And honestly, I'm a carnivore. I love meat. I'm not a vegetarian or vegan. I just love eating meat. Some good stuff. I don't care. I've noticed YouTube gives you a lot of information, a lot of analytics on your videos, who watches it, the age, all this weird stuff. But honestly, I don't care about any of it, except for I noticed 93% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you don't mind, it costs nothing to you. Just go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. All right, so let's cut this other one. This one's a lot bigger. I may or may not cut this all up. Ooh, it's a chonker. This is 2 pounds. So this is a beef chuck roast. I don't know. This is probably not what you want to use. You probably want something a little bit nicer like that. But this was cheap, it was easy to get, and it'll do a lot. And I don't really care. Yeah, just trying to get as thinly as possible, but maintaining the strips as best as I can so they're not like just ultra shreds. I want the longer strips like that. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half to make it a little bit easier for me. There we go. What's nice about this is we're cutting it into really thin strips. We're gonna add all these flavors, as you'll soon see, put it in there, let it marinate for like at least an hour, get all those flavors really nice incorporated, and then we're gonna cook it up and eat it with some rice. Knowing my wife, probably be some vegetables in there because she likes to eat the veggies. She tries to make sure I have a balanced diet. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. She's trying to make sure I live nice and long. I'm actually really excited because I'm moving back to San Diego. So that'll be fun. It'll be probably a little bit tedious, a little bit difficult with the kid, but since I have a newborn, but it'll be a good time. We'll figure it out. Nothing like a new adventure, right? Okay, so now that we have the meat thinly sliced, I'm gonna start chopping up the onions. We got 1 onion we need. I need to grate this pear. And I think that should be it for most of the veggies. I do have this garlic I'm going to use the press for. So I did wash this knife thoroughly. Get some of this loose debris off and give her a chop. Peel this stuff out and back. And I have a grater. Okay. Peeled off some of these. I peeled off the onions, now I'm gonna give them a quick rinse. We have some debris on it. I'm going to chop this up into a smaller, more manageable spot. I know there's a core in here, so chop off the top, the bottom, and I'll lay it flat and just work my way around. So you have 3 pounds of beef. I have a pear and an onion. I'm gonna grate the onion. Okay, so I have this thing and it's meant to grate cheese, but we're gonna use it for this. Oh man. And when my wife watches this later on, sorry. This is supposed to lock it. I feel like it doesn't work that great. It says at least lock. And then it doesn't work that well. I don't know, but we're still gonna try it. So I have this. This is like detachable. You can put different attachments in it. I don't know what they are, but we're gonna use this one. Again, this is for cheese. We're gonna use it. And then I have like this safety thing. So I put this in here. I can just put this down and it should be safe. Okay. If I can figure this out. Okay. I mean, it's working. I have another pair I'm probably gonna use. Where's the other pair? We have another pair here. Gonna give it also a rinse. Again, I'm just chopping off the bottom, the top, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and around the core, do 4 little cuts. 1. Oh, whoops. You guys didn't see that. Yeah, look at that. Go figure, right? You okay? Is he okay? Is he asleep? Oh, hell yeah. Your face. Yeah, that's my wife. It's always an achievement when you get the baby asleep. So all this is kind of coming out. I'm gonna get another bowl for the marinade. This is part of the marinade. Yeah, look at that. That's just the pears. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing with these onions. Chop off the ends. Try to use as much of these as I can. It said grated onions, so I'm doing grated onions. Will this fit? Gotta jam it in there. I'm not gonna lie, this is looking like mush. I'm gonna cut these into quarters. I'm gonna put this directly in here. Yeah, duh. Yeah, this should be smarter. Look, I'm learning, you're learning. That's what we're here for. Okay, I feel like we got a jam. Oh, yeah. Whew. All right, guys. All right, let's keep going. I should have just minced this. Oh my God, guys. I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, I'm just gonna mince this up. This is not it. Maybe for the pear, but not for the onion for sure. It's just so much juice, it's getting like clogged up. Done way faster, yeah. So tip, don't use that. Don't get one of those. Ooh. Okay, so now that we have the onions and pears in this bowl, we're gonna go ahead and add the garlic. Now, as far as for the details of the recipe, it's gonna be laid out in the blog. Go ahead to the website, www.romesmealprep.com, hit the recipe button up top, and check out this recipe, try it for yourself. Just gonna add all this garlic in here. Boom. Now we get a hefty amount of garlic in there. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some of these other ingredients. We're gonna add about half a cup of soy sauce. I'm gonna eyeball it. 1 tablespoon of honey. This is actually brand new. I've got some ginger paste. If you have some fresh ginger, go ahead, use that. Some gochujang. Oh. And we're gonna use some of this mirin. I've never used mirin, so I had to go and buy some. Add the mirin in, and then we're gonna mix this up. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a Ziploc bag and I'll dump all this in together to make the marinade. Once that's done, it's going in the refrigerator for at least an hour, preferably overnight, and then we're gonna cook it up with some rice. Let's do it. Okay, so I got this big old gallon freezer bag, flipping it inside out, and then we're just gonna dump all this meat in. Okay, now I wash my hands, I'm gonna pour this in here. I'm gonna go ahead and unravel, zip it up as is, and now I'm just gonna just work it to get it all mixed and incorporated. Okay, and then you should have something that looks a little bit like this. And now I'm gonna actually reopen just a little bit on a corner, and I'm gonna try to get as much air out as possible. I just try zipping from the right, pushing down on the meat, and zipping. Might got a little bit on my fingers, and I just gotta wash that off. All right, now in the refrigerator goes for at least an hour. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've cleaned up a bit. It's been a little bit over an hour. We're gonna go ahead and start cooking up that bulgogi beef that's been marinating in the refrigerator for about an hour. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I have a little bit over here that I pulled out of that marinade. I'm gonna let the rest sit in there overnight, but I really wanna try it because it sounds and looks really good. So I have a little bit over here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on medium high. I'm gonna add some avocado oil, some high heat oil. It's a small pan. You wanna cook in batches. What this is gonna do is prevent steaming. If you overcrowd, what's gonna happen is all the fat and the juices from the marinade, it's gonna steam the meat. You're not gonna get a good caramelization. So now that this is heated up, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in here. And this should cook pretty quickly, as it's very thin meat, high heat, maybe flip it, call it good. Okay, so it's been cooking, searing for a few minutes, and now I'm gonna go ahead and give it a flip. So as you can see, I already heated up some rice I made earlier. It's just got rice, soy sauce, that's it. And this looks like it's just about done. Look at that. Let's go ahead and give her a flip. Maybe a little burnt. That's all right. It's a little crispy. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop some of this on there. Now with this, you can go ahead and top it with like kimchi. I'm gonna top it with some sesame seeds, maybe some green onions, things like that. But there you have it. This is what ChatGPT got me to make. Let's give it a taste. That's actually really good. Hold on. Try it. Oh. Hold on. Maybe a little bit of rice. What do you think? Like, honestly. Very good? I burnt it a little bit too fair.
I like it burnt.
I like it burnt. I would eat this again.
The only thing I would say is to have a cucumbers or tomato tight.
Mm-hmm.
Sit it. I don't know. Just...
All right, guys. That was really good. I think my wife makes a really good point. It needs a little bit more, some vegetables, maybe some like cucumbers, some kimchi to kick off, to balance this meal with some acidity. I think that'd be really good. But other than that, I think this is great. And I'm definitely gonna make this again. And I think you guys should try it out too. Let me know what you think. If you think I messed up along the way, or there could be improvements, some tips, just let me know. I really appreciate it. I do read all the comments. I really appreciate it. And again, like I said earlier, I checked the analytics, 93% of you guys aren't subscribed. So if you aren't, it'd do me the hugest favor, it'd mean the world. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're there, hit a like and join us in the comments. But that's all I have for today. And I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one.